Welcome everyone, it's the 12th of April on this sunny Tuesday at 1 o'clock in our Toowoomba office here. We just want to share with you some market updates and what we're feeling underneath the temperature and day-to-day activities in the business.
Yeah, so the last month, obviously we did a market wrap for March.
Yes.
And then following up from that, we're wanting to go through to April from where we're sitting currently. We've been absolutely bombarded with inquiries still, so the market hasn't cooled off from what we've seen. There may be a shift come the future, which we'll talk about later on. But our offers, in general respect, we've done across the last, say, 30 days, we've done about 18 contracts, all successfully signed, negotiated. Of those buys, interestingly enough, 75% have been from out of area.
Yes.
So that's Brisbane, Southern States, Gold Coast, Sunny Coast, some from Hervey Bay. Of those contracts that we actually have done, half of them have been cash as well. So we're finding a lot of the out of town buyers have been coming in with cash and have also been buying out our local buyers as well.
Yeah, and what's been happening behind the scenes, interestingly enough, I think what's motivating those cash contracts is people have already sold and they're unconditional, and there's that fear of them not being able to find a home because of lack of supply still. With the property market around the Toowoomba region, there's less properties available than buyer demand, which is still keeping a seller's market strong here. Interestingly enough, out of those 18 deals, 2 of those attracted valuations that were under contract price, one significantly and one not as significant. So valuers are still protecting clients' interests with the bank. Our job is to make sure that we're bringing clients the best access to the best quality sale with an unconditional contract. But people with finance, there has been that tone coming, and we've been getting some internal research from banks with the guarantee that they've been saying rates will rise and there will be some adjustment. We feel positive that there's still ongoing growth because of other factors that are happening in our market outside of us that have been long-term projects that have been in the pipeline. But it's the classic thing, I've been selling in Toowoomba for 18 years now, Heston 10. We have found that a well-presented property that's marketed exceptionally well with a great agent driving it guarantees a success for the client and gives choice of offer.
Even the market is doing so well that you still have to push to get a premium result.
Definitely.
And that's the thing we're still finding. Some properties are still getting undersold or undervalued across the city. So that's one thing to keep in mind, is that even though you're guaranteed a sale, you're not necessarily guaranteed a premium price.
Yes, there is a process to protect that, because that's what's come out from those valuations we've seen is basically they are using data across the market, and we can't control all the data in the market. We can only control the things that we're appointed to do and make sure that we follow that process, and those valuations outside of that can affect clients if there is properties that have sold significantly less. So
from what we are seeing from the outside end and with the developments in Toowoomba, we're pretty secure as you can be. If anything, I don't feel like the market is going to go backwards. If anything, it may plateau. Stabilise in the coming months. What would you give advice around, because obviously we get a lot of calls of buyers frustrated, they're missing out, local and out of town. What would your advice be to helping them secure a property in this market?
Getting their conditions the best they can as possible and building good relationships with agents, because we obviously meeting people every day that are considering selling. What we like to do in our business is basically database people based on their requirements and their budget, and also their ability and timeline. So if people are in an unconditional position or have pre-approved finance, that's very attractive for a client. You put yourself in a seller's shoes, you think you want the best opportunity to have the cleanest contract, a buyer that's very serious and committed to buying, someone who can stack up from a finance perspective. So getting yourself fit and healthy as a buyer in that way and building relationships, I think that's
and don't wait either. Like if there's a property that you like, a day can mean that you've lost the property in this current market.
Reach out straight away, and don't be scared to use the phone. Like, we are on our phones all the time. They're with us all the time. Give us a call, send us a text, anything. We'll be able to communicate back with you.
Yep, definitely. Cool. But otherwise, all around, extremely well. Our office is flourishing, and so is the market. So we're super really grateful. Yeah, we're humbled and grateful.
Reach out to us for any advice or any support. We're just here to share our journey and help people buy and sell property and lease and manage and rent property, and also
even just
grow their wealth.
Yeah, even opinions on what should they do with their property. So, if they want to sell it in 5 to 10 years time, but you guys are thinking of renovating, reach out. We can just give you advice. We don't want anything for it. We just want to be able to provide value to you guys. So, otherwise, but thank you so much.
Thanks.